Make48 is funded by
Stanley Black & Decker provides tools and services around the globe to help turn great ideas into reality and to help us shape the world we live in. We proudly support programming that inspires invention, innovation, and hard work. Together with Make48, we're providing men and women the tools and resources to build a better world. Stanley Black & Decker, for those who make the world.
Previously on Make48.
I just want to welcome everybody to the finale, the end of 48 extremely intense hours of creation, invention, and sometimes some frustration.
And it looks nice. It uses the wasted space that you wouldn't otherwise use.
The solution here, it's a clear see-through lid storage device called the Pie Pod.
The Twist and Spout is a convenient and clean way to store and dispense your dry goods.
This is portable and adaptable to any room.
This unit glides up to meet you. It alleviates the need to reach up higher or bend down to the ground.
So what we've come up with is a vertical storage solution.
Coming up, the product presentations continue and the winning team is announced. Welcome to Make48. Everyone's got a big idea.
We're about to head in to show the judges our design. We're confident in what we've built and what we've put together, and we really think that we can bring it across and sell our story. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Zach.
I'm Jacob.
Jordan.
And Nick.
And we're the commercialization crew of P&W. Now, we're all from Northwest Indiana. We live in small suburbs, small houses with small yards and even smaller garages. So that's where we wanted to start our problem off. How do we maximize garage space? So we started thinking, what do we see in our garages and everyone else's garages around us? I can guarantee you most Midwest houses that you walk in, or garages that you walk into, you're gonna see a wall dedicated to lawn and garden items. This is your lawnmowers, leaf blowers, snow blowers, generators, power washers, and not to mention all the tools and gas cans that are gonna be needed to use those. So then we started working with our solution, and that's where I wanna bring you guys the stack rack.
Don't you hate when this happens to you? You wanna go outside and cut your grass, but all your tools and equipment are in the way of your lawnmower. This kind of clutter is unbearable. Introducing the stack rack. The stack rack utilizes 2 ramps to help get your equipment up and out of the way. And once you're done using it, simply store the ramps away in their pre-cut storage compartments that'll make loading and unloading your equipment a hassle-free operation. Stack rack, the ultimate organizational solution.
Great job on saving space. You know,
Thank you.
Very good. Do you think that the track system going up here, the ramp, is that on a too high a pitch? Is that going to be dangerous for someone? Do you think just lightweight wheeled things will be on top? You wouldn't put your lawnmower on top, you had your spreader, right? You had your...
Right. That's definitely worth looking into and finding out more what's the most ergonomical angle that we can use to make the end user as happy as possible.
Another idea to complement that, when we would move to plastic in a production setting, we'd like to make the height of it somewhat adjustable within a 4 to 6 inch range to fit even more and be more universal.
I would think as far as plastic or metal, have you thought of metal for this?
The thought of metal crossed our mind, but then we keep into consideration it's going to be in a garage, which is usually a damp, moist environment, so then we have to go through a powder coating or painting process, and then we risk the potential for corrosion down the line.
Does that shelf in front there limit where you can place it in your garage? Because you need access to this.
With our final model, these 2 shelving units would be modular, and we had also talked about potentially putting a back unit on here to hang your trimmers.
Like this here would be our base model, and then you could add on to it with another rack if you had the space on the other side.
I would avoid the rack.
Yeah.
I would avoid selling other units because it's another SKU in the store.
Right.
And people just get confused. It just needs to be one unit.
It's going to take a lot of shelf space in this store.
Yeah, it's only good if you've got one built in the store.
Right.
And a lot of stores won't
do that.
Good job, guys.
Well
Great.
done.
Well done.
Well
Thank
done.
you.
I feel great. I'm so excited to talk about our product and to, finally show it to the judges, show it to the audience.
I had a dream. When I looked at the cabinets in my house, I just want to be able to see everything clearly, be able to reach it properly, and without it tumbling all over me. So right now, all my spices are contending for service. What I have in the back of the fridge, I don't even know. I find it months later.
So this is why we've invented the Nestle shelf system. It's a series of nested shelves that extend to meet your needs.
Introducing Nestle, a multi-tiered mobile shelving system that's customizable for your needs. It's as small as you need it, and as your needs expand, it rises to the occasion. Use Nestle anywhere. It comes in a variety of sizes and materials.
If you've ever struggled with ordering and organizing your chaos, being able to see what you have and reach it, then the Nestle shelving system is for you.
Tonight I'm going to cook spaghetti bolognese. So I'll pull up the recipe on my iPad. I think I've got a good one. So I'll take pasta out of the front drawer, and my Italian spices are actually on the first shelf, so I can move it out to be able to access them more easily. I'm going to take this spice cabinet and keep it on my counter. I'll cook my dish, and when I'm done, I'll just move the drawer back, push the drawer in, and put it back on the cabinet. There's also a couple areas where I can put my iPad so I can actually see my recipe.
The one thing that I noticed is you have all the small spice containers there.
Mm-hmm.
I know my spice rack, I have the little ones, the medium-sized ones, the big ones, and I don't have as many big ones as I have little ones. So how are you adjusting for the multiple sizes?
So each size actually comes up. So this side mechanism here, just imagine in a commercial environment that this would also come up here. So you can adjust the height as you need it. It won't fit tall bottles, but it's not meant to. It's meant to really organize all of the smaller ones.
So you would pick the height of the shelf to fit your need. It's not adjustable within each model.
It's adjustable within each model. You would literally, this is a static prototype. So this, imagine if you just had everything collapsed at the bottom.
And it would just be a box with a shelf.
I'm looking at the design. It looks fairly complex. Did you get any feedback or do any research on the manufacturing of a product like this?
Yes. So basically the hinges potentially are patentable. We spoke to the attorneys because of the two-way movement.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Clever. Thank you.
Nice job.
I was just nervous. I was like, okay, breathe, breathe, breathe.
I got nervous. I think I forgot one of the lines, but luckily it was in our video. So it worked out okay.
Well, we're about to head in there and give our pitch. We've been working really hard over the last couple of days, and we're nearing the finish line. We can see the end. Tired of endlessly searching for food? No way! Are your leftovers coming to life? Oh no! It's loose! Honey, where's the cumin? Introducing Insight, the solution for your existing storage system. The simple 2-second install can help you find Grandma's jam. Satisfy your hunger by easily spotting your leftovers. Locate that jar of pickles before you buy 3 more. Even fall in love again with that tool you lost 3 years ago. Turn to Insight, the way to keep items in sight.
Me, as a father of 4 and a household of 6, we tend to store a lot of food in our refrigerator, and in any given day, a lot of that gets overlooked, and by the time you notice the food is gone bad, and you end up having to throw the food away, which gets into wasting money and wasting, food, more or less.
I share the same problem. So collectively, we developed Insight, and what it is a system of mirrors to help you to gain all angles of vision inside your refrigerator. The way it's designed, it'll fit anywhere. It is flexible. You can point it any direction you choose. Very simple 2-second install. You put it in there, you adjust it once, and you can now see it from any vantage point.
So we developed some packaging for this. So Insight will be sold as a 2-pack, as we see here, with similar packaging that clearly depicts what the product's purpose is and how it's to be used. The shape of the packaging itself is we made it in flat to allow for economical distribution because that will help us keep costs low. And through the process of the 48 hours, feedback that we got suggested a retail price of $9.99.
So we had the challenge set between $19.95 and $49.95. So how would we get there?
So there are a number of different ways to do that. This is a problem that we identified very early on. And when you're thinking about an entire kitchen, you can look at the refrigerator, you can look at cabinets, you can look at the garage. So, you can potentially build this into a larger kit that would then get inside that competition.
Or simply a 2 or 3 pack.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how many would I need to see my whole fridge, right? Because you put that one up in the back, so that takes care of my top shelf, potentially, right? But I've got a mess of more stuff to go. So how many of these, like how much would it cost me to be able to see actually everything in my fridge?
An average fridge usually has 4 shelves, which you usually cannot see. That's kind of it. So you wouldn't need one for every single shelf. It's only the strategic points.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I think it went over well because, for one, the product is simple, they can understand it, and one of the questions we talked about prior to coming here was that they were going to question us about the price point that we set for the product and the one that they gave us in the challenge. But I think realistically they can look and maybe give us a credit for the fact that we put it at a price point that's below what they asked for. So.
I think we're confident. We have an advantage going last, I think. We got to see audience reaction. We got to see how the judges ask questions, and what some of the things that worked, some of the things that didn't. So,
And Deanna got one more snack in.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm feeling calm. She's feeling a bit nervous. She's getting a little jittery.
All right, next up, we've got some bright ideas.
From right here in Kansas City, so give them a warm welcome. There you go.
I'm a collector. I brought my collection of compost buckets. I've been composting for a long time. So these are all compost buckets. This one was my rustic time. I was going kind of industrial with that one. Then I got this great one, and it had a charcoal filter. And the first time I pulled the filter to replace it and saw bugs living there.
So you've gone through lots of compost pails, is that?
Old-fashioned compost buckets are so gross! You need Chuck, the self-cleaning compost pail. Chuck is the easiest way to collect, store, and carry out your home's compost. It's simple. The lid doubles as a platter for collecting plant waste and food scraps. When it's full, simply take Chuck to your compost pile or bin, pull on the top, and voila! No mess, no fuss. Chuck, an updated compost pail.
Everybody, I'd like to introduce Chuck. That's enough. Let's have De'Aaron demonstrate how it works. So we have our Chuck filled with some scraps, and we're going to demonstrate. De'Aaron, how hard is this?
Not hard at all. Even a kid can do it.
So we're going to dump it into...
So basically with Chuck, all you do is pull the handle and voila.
No mess, no fuss. The plunger has a squeegee along the side. Every time the action of pulling brings it up, scrapes the sides, keeps the box clean. Do you have any questions for us?
The one thing that concerns me is the name Chuck. If I'm looking for a composter and I'm walking through the store and I see the word Chuck, I'm not sure I'm going to know exactly what that is. I understand it because I'm here, but as a consumer walking through the aisle, I would probably not stop to look at it.
Within our marketing, within the logo, it will be obvious. We're looking at potentially down the road other clever items, a shredder for things on the compost bin named Chip, a compost bin named Ben.
Yeah. Isn't there going to be still some slime, like when you pull that kind of plunger
there will
out?
be, and so the idea is the parts on the inside are easy to rinse off in the sink. You won't have to reach in and scrape things out, getting your knuckles dirty.
And we're looking at kind of a French press plunger type situation for the next iteration, to where it is going to have more of a seal. It's going to have more of a scraping action.
Interesting.
Thank you.
Thank
Great.
you.
Thank you very much.
At first I was feeling like really nervous on stage because like I thought I was gonna forget my name or something. But now I feel like really confident to maybe do this again another time.
With the presentations done, it's now up to the judges.
These guys did a really good presentation. It was clear cut. We got the point. I think people bought it at 19.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I was worried about was the liability.
Right.
So I think you have to put a fasting system with it.
Yep.
Otherwise, you're going to get Joe Blow's going to put up this little lightweight faster.
Right.
And his kid's going to climb up it.
Right.
Yeah, and that's a bit of a concern is can the kids climb up that?
The twist and spot, I really like that idea. I think
do too.
You know, for people that have animals that are overweight and they want to control the amount of food portion they give them, I think it's wonderful. And people that use rice and they want an exact amount, I think the way that they had the turn mechanism, a quarter a cup, another turn you get a half a cup. I think that it was well thought out.
It's way better than using a scoop. And also, again, if you have a family, your kids are scooping, they're putting their grimy hands in there.
Right.
This is like a nice way. I just think there's better possibilities to stack it. Like the way that line is on the bottom, that there's a slope.
Yep.
Like there's got to be some way to stack these that kind of takes advantage of that.
They did a
good
nice
product
job.
and a good demonstration.
Yep.
Yeah, I
they
like
did a
it.
really nice job.
The inside.
I personally don't get it. I understand the product, but I'm not sure it's something commercially viable.
They also didn't hit the price point in the presentation.
Correct. Price point was
$9.95. Needs to be above $10.99.
Yeah. And the thing is, I think it really is a $9.99 item because it's like an impulse purchase. Oh, I'll try this and see what it works, if it works or not. But if it is at a $20 price point, I don't know.
Bag Boss.
I just think there's other items out there very similar to this.
I think people will buy it with good intentions, use it 3 times, and then it'll just sit there.
Okay.
That's my concern.
Yeah.
Light up. I like it. You had an idea that actually this should be the glide down to get from higher spaces to lower ones.
Yeah.
But this thing is what we can't figure out, right? Why is there this plexiglass box around it? And I think they said it was so you could lock it.
Right.
But
and
I don't know. Why not just put a childproof lock on the cabinet door?
But I'm with you. The box around it is overkill.
Yeah. The Nestle.
Really? You know, I know I asked her about this, but I just did not understand how it could be adjustable enough. It seems like you needed multiple versions of it to store different size things. And like I asked her about it and I felt like she explained it really clearly and I still did not get it.
I just thought the manufacturing, the design, is going to be hard to make that product.
Right. And when they initially talked about pulling it out of your cabinet,
that's all going haywire.
This is all going to fall off.
Pod.
I don't get it.
I don't eat pizza I just don't eat it that way. We have 3 or 4 pieces left, we put them in the fridge, the next day, 30 seconds in the microwave.
They're gone.
Done.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. There is also something like very similar to this out there.
Right.
I don't think it interlocks, but it's pretty darn close. It's pretty darn close.
Chuck?
Chuck.
Yeah, when I heard the word chuck, it sounds gross.
It sounds gross. I gotta say, we compost. I like Chuck. I don't like Chuck at $49.99 though.
Yeah, Chuck was high dollar.
Yeah. I'm not sure why that is. I didn't get a good sense of why it costs so much.
A bucket is a commodity item, and the plunger is nothing unique.
Right. And they called it self-cleaning. There's an issue with that. You tell me it's self-cleaning, it means I don't have to clean it.
Ever.
Right. So I don't compost, but I could just imagine stuff sitting in there for a week, starting to weep. And as you pull that out, you're still going to get moisture on the side.
There's still going to be slime.
So you're still going to have to clean it. So it's technically not self-cleaning.
The Elite hooks, awesome prototype.
Yeah.
Very attractive.
Yep.
They did a great job of building it like that.
Merchandising this on a retail shelf, I think, would be very difficult to do, to really tell the story. You're going to take up a large footprint for fairly low retail.
I mean, I like the idea that you could add to it, like for one side of the door.
Right.
I think it's a little bit different, and I would think about it. But I don't want it on both sides myself.
Right.
Stack Rack. Those guys did a presentation, and I was almost sold.
They did a really good job.
I
think we all were impressed with this team.
Smart looking. I would buy that. I think everyone would buy that because of the space saving it did. But my concern is I don't think it's going to be $49.95.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No matter what material you make it in, I don't think you're going to hit that retail price point that we're looking for.
So during the inventor's process, there's mistakes made, all right? A lot of them along the way. I want to share with something with you, though. One item that's associated with Make48 that is, at this point, perfection. We have never had a team fail to come up with a product. Ever. That's amazing. So while you guys were working and creating for 48 hours and all these tool techs were helping you, I want to show you what they were creating. The first place trophy that was designed and created and completely manufactured by the tool techs while they were helping all of you build all your products.
For the first place winning team, we always make a very unique trophy at Make48. This time round, we wanted to make a trophy on site. We're like, why don't we just get the tool techs to make it in that 48 hours?
Okay, that's interesting. So Chris and Tom had been talking about a paper airplane representation of some sort. Bucky and Melissa were there, and they had brought some very unique wood to the event.
My name is Bucky Miller. I run Miller's Rustic Sawmill up at King City, Missouri. The trophy actually this year is going to be out of our wood from our sawmill.
So Chris had taken one of those pieces of wood and milled out this elaborate looking, beautiful looking airplane. From Melissa and Bucky, they also had a very dark piece of walnut.
I kind of do a lot of wood crafting, wood building. If you give me an idea of what you're trying to make, I can usually find regular objects around to help make that.
Let's make it look like some nice rounded rocks. So I found a 3D model and reorganized it, changed it, reshaped it.
Travis actually came up with the design and then brought it to me and said, hey, can you put this into your program and cut it and we'll have it for the team.
I worked on fabricating the light that would light it up from underneath. So it would involve a lot of different tool techs, and we kind of brought everything together and made this one finished product.
So it was actually really cool to watch kind of everyone's specialties come together, the people that were good at design and the people that are maybe a little bit better at actually running the machines kind of come together to put together this whole trophy at the end.
As a designer or tool tech or engineer, anybody that comes up with their own idea, you love to see that idea out in the world. And the thought of something that us tool techs came together as a team and came up with a concept and did it within the 48-hour time frame, just like the teams did. And having that final product in somebody's hands, we were happy to do it.
So yeah, give them a hand. So first place, you get the $10,000 and of course, the beautiful trophy as well. So I'm gonna bring our host back up. So Zyla Foxlin and Jimmy DiResta, come on up. Here you go.
All right, how's everyone feeling? Yeah? Woo! I suppose since this is the moment you've all been waiting for, we're gonna wax poetic for a little bit and make you wait a little bit longer. Jimmy and I were honored to be amongst you guys, and we're super inspired by your creativity and your grit and the fact that we got to be a part of this incredible journey that we saw all of you go through. Everyone created these awesome products, and you should all be incredibly proud of yourselves.
Absolutely. The presentations were great. They really were great. You should all be very proud of yourself, regardless of who wins.
Yeah, so without further ado.
Are we ready?
The winner of this season of Make48 and $10,000 is...
Mountain Mines with Strap and Store. You!
I'm feeling completely shocked right now. I did not expect it. I feel like we didn't see most of the products until the very end of this, and so I was just so impressed by everyone's different inventions, and I just was like, I have no idea what's gonna happen.
We came in here going, oh, we're gonna win, we're gonna win.
He was.
Then it starts, and I'm going, we got nothing. We've got nothing. All we got to do is not be embarrassed.
Yeah.
And we worked and we worked and we came up. So this is an absolute fabulous honor and shocker. And I got to tell you, when the idea came, it sparked off between us in less than a minute. It just sparked, and here we are. 48 hours. I've never experienced anything like this before.
That's the end of the 48-hour challenge. So we're not even going to keep you here for another minute.
That's it. Go home.
Have a good night.
Thank you.
Get some sleep, you guys.
Next time on Make48, the Strap & Store begins its journey to the marketplace. And Tom enlists the tool techs to help.
Morning, team. How's everybody?
Good.
Good.
Hey.
Good to see you.
Make48 is funded by
Stanley Black & Decker provides tools and services around the globe to help turn great ideas into reality and to help us shape the world we live in. We proudly support programming that inspires invention, innovation, and hard work. Together with Make48, we're providing men and women the tools and resources to build a better world. Stanley Black & Decker, for those who make the world.
To learn more about the invention process and to see bonus content, visit Make48.com.